Captain
Darren Copeland from 24/7 News is in the house.
Digging the sweater, man. That's looking.
I know.
Hey,
It's Orange Monday, baby.
Orange,
I like it.
All right, you were in the locker room last night.
I was.
Did you get a good, tight, close-up eye full of Von Miller's hat?
Whoa,
all I saw
what are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Appreciate that.
He did this for me this morning. I'm taking back a minute.
I did that, yeah.
Fantastic. You know, funny.
You got a clean floor now.
That's exactly what Von Miller's hat looked like to me. Getting, you know,
You put it on the bottom of a
Big mop.
broom and
yeah, definitely. The
I tell you. Well, Von got his 13th sack.
Yeah.
Did another dance. The Broncos were all over Kyle Orton. I mean, you could see Kyle. He's not a mobile guy at all, but you could see him start to crumble when he felt that pressure.
He felt
Chris Harris got a sack, so the Broncos' defense was back to blitzing again. Defense, Darren, stood out to me yesterday.
Well, you know, this isn't the biggest win of the Broncos, but it's the most important because what happened is the Broncos and most importantly, the fans of the Broncos found out that they can win without Peyton Manning, and that's exactly what the defense did. The defense bent a little bit, but they got 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
They were able to really contain the Bills' defense. And then on the rushing, they were able to use the rushing on the offensive side to win this game rather than having to rely on Peyton Manning. To actually go in and win with Peyton Manning going 14 for 20 and two picks is something that normally we would be saying.
Right, we had something in a loss column. And people say, well, look, a win, we got to win, so Peyton's got to be happy with that. But as Lionel and I were talking during the break, every time the camera was on him, he's going to the sidelines. He had that look on his face like, dude, he wasn't having any fun. What was he like last night in the locker room?
Well, he's always very diplomatic.
Yeah.
He always gives himself a chance to put on his coat and tie, and he goes into the press conference room, whereas other guys are in the locker room getting interviewed. And I think that gives him a chance to calm down. And no one is better at coach speak than Peyton Manning.
Right.
I think that he is a win guy, and I think what he was frustrated about wasn't necessarily his stats. I think he was frustrated because the team wasn't moving the ball. In fact, on third down, you had an average of about 7 yards on third, which is not very good. So the offense was struggling, but they were able to win in spite of it.
I think they were 4 of 10 on third down conversions, which is not good. But if you kind of read between the lines, Peyton says, you know, I don't need to set any more records, right? I've broken all the records. Being able to score touchdowns in the red zone instead of field goals. They had 5 field goals last week, 3 touchdowns on the ground this week. Do you think Peyton, though, needs to be in a rhythm to be effective?
I think he does need to be in a rhythm, but I also think that he doesn't care so much about whether or not he's in a rhythm or not. He is a rhythm guy. He's not the type of guy who's going to sling it in there. He's not the guy that's going to, look to, make the risky play. He's going to make the easiest play, and that time takes rhythm. But I don't think he cares so much.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He says, I hope fans will keep coming to the game. I hope they won't be disappointed, and if fans stop coming because we're not throwing it as much. He likes to take little verbal jabs in there. He loves to do that.
Because he'd have you think that he doesn't care about the numbers, but how do you not have that on your mind?
Well, there's really one number that Peyton Manning has on his mind, and that's the fact that he's won titles, he has records, but he has one Super Bowl win, and where he should have more. Allegedly.
You'd think. If you look at the resume, you'd think, well, he's probably got 3 or 4.
And he's admitted, he goes, the window's closing here. I mean, I'm not going to be around for 5 more years. So this year or maybe the next, and that's it for him.
That's probably it.
So he wants to win another ring.
Yeah, and more
that's
important,
the bottom line.
Yeah, if he wins with the Broncos, he'll be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl starting with 2 different teams. He'll have that validation as one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And those are the numbers
debate would be over. Yeah.
Those are the numbers that go beyond whether or not you had the most TD passes in a row.
So maybe that explains that face he makes.
Always. Always.
That look of concern, like.
You know what? Yeah, win or lose, though, Manning face is always
Manning
there.
face.
One last point that I want is that, John Fox, as he was going into the locker room, was telling Vasquez that this was a great win. This is the type of wins that you need in order to win a championship.
There's no doubt. Wins with a strong running game, a tough defense, and if you need your quarterback, you've got him.
Yeah.
1998 all over again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Darren.
Got 3 more to go.
Thanks for coming in again, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sure.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.